I'll use the most recent, scariest.
Okay.
So the Oak Fire was this year. Happened right near, kind of northeast of Willits in the Brook Trails area.
Mm-hmm.
And so we landed on fire, super hot that day, and short staffed, but I kind of had the A team on, a bunch of good guys on the ship, and my partner in the front, and a good pilot. We landed, small fire, we're like, oh, we'll be able to pick this up. And we start heading down this road, and it's just in the grass, and it's just about to hit a tree. And we're just about to get there. We're like, hey, if we can pick this up before it hits a tree and it torches, it's probably going to throw some spots. And we kind of go running down the hill, and it hits a tree, it torches, and like one little spot develops. And you guys know Renee Harajan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Renee jumps off in the grass. He's like, I'm gonna pick up this spot. And I'm like, no. And he was already in the grass, and he goes down this drainage. And one of the other firefighters went with him that's got a back bump to put this out. All of a sudden, this stuff lands, and you see like 12 different spots develop all at once, all around him. And I'm like, holy shit, here we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
Whatever you want.
You guys can edit it out later.
Yeah.
You're good.
Holy. All these spots develop. I'm on the road with Stephen Cannoli. You guys know him.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
And we're like, okay, shit, this is going to go sideways. And they start to all pick up together. It kind of influences each other. Fires start burning together, and they're in the middle of it. Renee just takes off running up and around through the grass, and the other guy is trying to knock it out the fire, trips, falls down. I'm like, he's going to get killed. Like we're yelling, run, run, run. There's this guy behind us in a truck. He's stuck. He can't back up because it's too steep. He's got a two-wheel drive, so he's just spinning his tires. And this whole thing's starting to take off. And luckily, both Renee and the other firefighter made it out. No burns. They're both zapped. I mean, it's 108 degrees, and we're in 2 layers with 60 pounds of gear on.
Yeah.
One guy has 60 pounds alone just in water on his back, so he's already smoked. He's in great shape, but like if the fat guy's pushing him up the hill, we're in trouble. So that was probably the closest call I've had on the ground recently. There's been a lot of wildland close calls, some structure close calls, like where I've had collapses and it hits my helmet and just knocks it. By sheer luck, it hits the back of the helmet without hitting me square in the head and breaking the helmet. Just lucky stuff. Or same thing with power lines down, and you think they're down, and then somebody's backfeeding with a generator, and you see it start to arc again. You're like, God dang it.
Jeez.
So it happens.
That must be so scary.
Trees falling and stuff. You kind of get used to it after a while. Not so much those odd occurrences, but you get used to operating in that environment where if you know a lot about the environment, you're a little more comfortable working in that environment. So wildland structure, pretty comfortable with. The hazmat scene, I don't even want to touch. Stuff that it's the chemicals that mix, and not a chemistry major, so don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
Technical rescue off the cliff here. We've done some rescues right off here. Super comfortable with that because I know it really well. I know the coast really well. Same thing with water rescue. But it's when you're in that environment where you haven't been here in a while, in that area or that type of call, and now you have to do it. You can't just, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
You still have to get it done. That's when it's like the hair stands up in your neck. You're like, okay, let's follow all the procedures. We're going to slow down here. We're not going to run in Renee and try to pick up that spot. That kind of, those replay in your mind, but it builds slides. We used to call them slides in a carousel. Now it's a PowerPoint, or what's the newest one called? Is it Prezi?
The presentation?
Yeah,
I use
Prezi.
Google Slides.
I use Google Slides for everything.
Or PowerPoint, yeah.
Or
I would say
PowerPoint, Google Slides, yeah.
I had to use Prezi a little while ago for a presentation. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's too much of those.
There's a lot going on there. But those replay, and that's how you build experience. So, I mean, that time I think we got super lucky. We got ran out 3 different times that day on different sections of the fire. It was burning pretty erratic. So, you build the slide. You go, okay, when it was that wind with that temperature, and it's going to move. Especially that time of the year in late August and September, it's going to do that. So you can't, the same tactics we use earlier in the summer, we can't use later in the summer because the fuels change and they dry out over the year.